Hello. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Awesome. Awesome. I'm pretty excited about this because we got some clarification on our sister wives. And of course, hopefully some of you did your homework because I'm going to be I'm going to be collecting it after class. Oops. Okay. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's start. Hi. Hi, Hoot. How are you? Looks like you were the first in the stream. Cindy. I brought that something I was telling you about, Cindy. It's with me. Police Wife Life. Hi, hon. How are you? Just a small town girl. Really enjoyed this episode, but not looking forward to. I know. I want to talk about that. We'll get there, but watching them see the no toilet paper, the no paper towels, it was like, oh yeah, I still remember. We just did this. So yeah. Leanne, hello, how are you, hun? Who said hi? It jumped a little. Doggone that jumping. Is it jerking? I'm sorry. Nana, hi. Angel, how are you? Good to see you. Heidi, how are you tonight, hun? Angie Dare, it's good to see you. Sunny D, welcome. Heather, hi. LCR, it's great to see you. Donna K, welcome. Heather Geronimo, hi. Just listening tonight, sewing a sleep set for my wedding anniversary. Oh, how fun. Oh, I love to sew. We should talk about that someday too. Awesome. And a sleep set. That sounds really pretty. I wish you could show it to us. Hi, Debbie. Debbie Smith, how are you? I know. Yeah. I made the big time, guys. That's some mean, hateful person on Twitter, something wax. Oh, jeepers. I tell you. Well, that's better than other things she could call me, right? And I am something. Wax True, I think, is my @ on Twitter. So maybe that's what, I don't know. Yeah, what a hoot. Tia, welcome. Good to see you. Laura, hi. It's so good to have everybody tonight. So did you get a chance to already see Sister Wives tonight? Boy, they cleared up some stuff. I was pretty happy to see because, those trailers and the way they edit and clip and stuff made it seem like some other things were being said. So I'm excited that we can fix it. Hi, Joanne. How are you? What time is it? Oh, I can't do the math. I think you're like, what, 18 hours ahead? Joanne, I don't even know, but welcome. It's good to see you. So, okay. So tonight, again, it's Robin that is our wanting to help and fix things. And she had noticed that, and remember her face that night when they were, or not night, that afternoon at lunch, and she was like not having it, like making an awful face, like, what are you saying, And so before we start that, hey guys, it's 4:19 in England. You're in England, Laura? Wow. So what do we add? Oh, it's almost 3:30 in the afternoon on Monday. That cracks me up. That just cracks me up. Oh, Cindy. Well, try to stay awake so I can show you what I wanted to show you from last week. I'm sorry, you're on medication, hon. And at 2:49 Monday? What? Jeepers, you guys. Well, we got a whole day to live, I guess. Well, there'll be some sleeping time in there, right? Okay, so what was I saying? See, I get off track and then we got to bring me back together. Shoot. I was talking about Robin doing her thing. Well, maybe it'll come back to me. Okay, so she reaches out to Christine because Christine says that she thought wherever she goes, whenever they're together, that they hate her. Remember? That was at the luncheon with Janelle. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. We have done really good, group, real good. Remember how we narrowed this in to between the Senate in Utah and the Congress in Utah? Passing that bill had to be between middle of February and the end of March. It even said tonight when they went to the wedding venues, it was March 12th. So we've got it. We're good. We can give ourselves a yay. We're on it. Okay, so they went to lunch. Robin saw that was awful for Christine, so she goes over to talk to Christine, and it was kind of cute, and I liked seeing their friendship. We don't often see that, right? But she started sharing a little side that I hadn't really thought about. She talked about being a basement wife. Now that's not literal, everybody, because we know in Lehigh, Christine had an up and a down. It's like a tri-level up situation. So she had upstairs and downstairs, and Janelle had the other upstairs, downstairs, and Mary had the single story. So there really wasn't a basement situation as such. It wasn't literal, but doesn't matter. It felt disrespected. There was a queen bee. Well, I know, and some of you probably know that in the book, Janelle definitely lays it out that Mary was the queen of that house when Janelle got there. And that from Janelle's perspective, adding a Christine helped even things out a little bit, made it like, she had someone else to talk to, and so did Mary. So Christine was a leveling agent when there was the three. So what we find out tonight is Robin comes, and I could have guessed this, right? Christine's nose is out of joint because it looked like to her that Robin was having, she called them magical talks with Cody, which what I got out of it was she was able to talk to him freely, being able to approach subjects that Christine was leery to do, perhaps. But when they went and interviewed each gal, did you notice Mary said, I know about that term. I don't like it much. And then Janelle takes it literal. She's like, well, I know I had the basement sometimes, and I didn't even have a window. And I'm like, oh, honey, they don't mean literally in the basement. They mean the feeling, like less than, like I'm not as important as. But it's true to form that Janelle's personality is going to take it absolutely stone cold literal. That's how she'd see it, right? I loved it. I actually loved it because I like seeing it being real. That was very real to me. And Mary saying, I don't really like that term. You think? Remember a couple weeks ago, I thought I'd remind us about this. We kind of talked about, or I guess I kind of talked about, wouldn't it be fun to have that he now divorces Robin and then marries Christine or Janelle and then takes 10 years with that one and then marries the other one. So that they all had a turn at being the queen bee. That's never going to happen. But it just, since this is a real thing in the polygamous community, and they talked about it's just something that happens, I thought, well, how can we fix that one? Interesting, really interesting. And not to be pushing the one house idea again. You all know I wish that was what we were doing here. But the design I saw, it would have been extremely fair to all. They had 4 equally, well, truly, Mary was going to get a smaller place, but she's empty nested. I think she still was getting 3 bedrooms and probably, 2,500 square feet, but smaller than the other girls. So, anyway, so then she talks about Cody showering, and this became a big deal. Okay, guys, I thought about this. I have friends, I have family. It can be something little like that can be held, because we've had Robin for over 10 years. So Christine's been upset about this showering thing for over 10 years. But that, again, seemed really real to even a monogamous marriage, because I don't know about you girls. I don't know. We may have some fellas. You fellas might do it too. But yeah, when I'm upset, I might pull something out left field from, was that 2002 you did that? Well, it still matters. I shouldn't probably be sharing myself, but yeah. So that seemed true. And then to hear Cody's side of it, he's saying, I was trying to be nice. I had a little bit of time with Mary before she left for work, and then I'd go eat breakfast with Christine. And remember, it's his job to make sure all 3 get equal billing, equal time back then, right? And I still think he tries nowadays, but we'll see. We'll watch how this turns out. So to see Cody have a completely different perspective, and it made sense. I could see where he would be thinking that. And yet here's Christine hurt. And I can see her side too. But to me, that sounded exactly like any marriage anywhere. I don't know what you guys think. So before we get to the really good stuff of this, what happened tonight on this show, I'm going to come back in and say hi to my chat. So I'm going to try to scroll back, guys. Let's see who's all made it over. Scrolling pretty good. Normally, it bites me, but okay. I think, oh, yep, she was I got all the way back to Heather making her sleep set for her anniversary. That's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so let's see. Yep, I said hi. Okay. The meds for Cindy. We're hoping the fog doesn't get too much. And Joanne's 3:30 in the next day, you guys, cracking me up. Angie Dare, yeah. Hi, Maria Rose. How are you? Good to see you. Evaloma, hi. LCR, yes, I do, but don't know how to use it yet. My daughter is going to help me figure it out. For now, she said, Mom, out it on private. Not sure about that one. It's also 3:20. So you're in Australia? Just me, Mimi? Wow, you guys, that's amazing. It just cracks me up how this is awesome. Hi, Sunny D. It's great to see all you guys. Awesome. Okay, Terry C, hi. Hot Wheel Sue, well, you're not late. I just got going. Evelyn Robin teaches the other wives they can be equal, not subservient. Yeah, she's holding class. But see, she was married to one husband. So she had known what that, she came from polygamy, but then she lived just as one husband. So she kind of knew what that was like. So when she got married and had 3 other wives, I suppose she thought it was going to still be, similar to her monogamous relationship, I'm guessing. Who said hi? In Vegas, Janelle was having problems with a sister wife. I can't remember if it was Mary or Christine. It was Mary. It was Mary. It's been Mary. But it's from a long time ago, and they've been trying to work it out. When Janelle came in as the second wife, it was not that long after Mary had been the first wife, and she had set up house. And Janelle came in. I know this from the book that I read their book. And Janelle came in, and she couldn't even say, "I'd like the vacuum in that closet," or could we put some of my pans over here? Mary wouldn't let her change anything, and that began a resentment. And I could see you almost would have to be gracious as the first wife, realizing I shared my kitchen a couple different times with my mother-in-law, and she did things very different than me, but it was sticker lock. I wasn't going to upset that relationship by saying, "Why are you putting the onion there? I don't like it there." So I can imagine if it was a sister wife, right? It's crazy. You guys are great. Okay, so hi, Gossip with Graham. How are you? I'm just trying to make sure I say hi to those that have popped in since I started talking here. You know me. Hi, Carly. How are you? Eveloma, do you think Cody was accurate that Christine made the memories negative, or were they really negative? I think Cody was trying to be even, and Christine's issues are in her own head. You know, Eveloma, I do too. I really like Christine. Years ago, I would have told you she was my favorite. I still like her a lot, but Janelle is kind of taken over for me as my favorite. But I do think and then we got to see, let's talk about that. We got to see that she was nervous to talk about this. That surprised me. It isn't like she's saying bad things. That at least that's not what she let Robin and us on the TV see. But she was nervous to tell him this story. And I think it absolutely needs to be shared. It absolutely needs to be shared. Let's not forget that she was the sole holdout on the big house, his dream. Janelle wanted it. I think Robin wanted it. Mary was, I think, okay with it. And Christine, no way, no how. And we talked about it's apparently not a democracy in Sister Wives land, because if it was, the big house would have went through. It looks like if you have one that doesn't want it, no go. So I do think the way it came out, it sounded like, I wonder how Christine would, if she could reframe it and go, "Oh, you showered there," and then so you could quick say whatever with Mary as she was leaving for work, getting a few minutes with her, but then you came and spent breakfast with me and the kids. Wait, I think I got the better end of that deal. And okay, but then I thought, we're talking showering. How do I say this politely? That's intimate. And maybe that was part of the problem. The new wife, Robin, he was going to shower there. Intimate. Yeah. And I don't think we would talk about that on TV, maybe. But I think there's a chance, right? There's a chance. Hi, Ween. How are you? Good to see you. Camilla, welcome. Hi. How are you tonight? I'm doing good. Carly, I have to wait till tomorrow morning to watch tonight's episode. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Well, just take my 2 cents and then you can put it into what you're thinking. How about that? Okay. So, all right, guys. You know me and my notes. So I'm turning the page from personal, but it is personal but they need to talk about it. She can't just, it's personal and then leave it lie. She's the lone holdout, which I think we talked last week or the week before. What if the holdouts had their own houses on Coyote Pass and then the group that wants to be a group? That would be the one way that it'd be fair. I think Robin wants the family. She's never got it, you guys. She's the only one. She was married to one man, got divorced. Then when she married Cody, there wasn't room in the Lehigh house for her yet. So it wasn't until they moved to Las Vegas and built the cul-de-sac where she kind of felt that family unity right up close, right? So she's never lived together, and she kind of thought that was part of it. And I think when we voted that night, most of us thought that is the part. If we, not that, I don't think any of us said we could do this. Remind me if any of you said, yeah, I think I could do it. But I think most of us said, no, we could not do this, right? So if we can't do this, and there's a sister wife that wants to, it's because of the sister wife part. That was the part we all thought, well, that's the part that might make some sense. But so Robin never had that. And if they had one, and let's say Janelle, and well, it might be Christine has her own house at this point. I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's going to be 4 separate houses, but Christine's the lone holdout. The other 3 gals, I think, want to or are willing to. And then, of course, Cody wants it. I don't think she'd like it. I think she'd be going, wait a minute, I'm missing out. Let me have my part of the house. That's my thought. That's my thought. Okay, so, yeah, okay. You guys are, this is awesome. Okay, so turning the page gets to the nitty gritty because we have been watching a trailer for what, 4 or 5 weeks now that made it look like that Christine was saying to Robin, we don't have to do anything together. I don't want to misquote it. Yep, that's right. We really don't. We don't have to do anything together. We really don't. That was the trailer from Christine. And then the second half of that trailer was Robin saying about can't be trusted, then you can't have a relationship. We'll get to that in a second. Neither one of those statements were taken in context in the trailer. So this whole time, it's been misleading and was nowhere near as harsh as it appeared. I was like, you doggone ya. I understand, but some of us don't believe in clickbait. We know some people who do, but we don't like it so much. Okay. And that trailer was clickbaity because it was misleading. Did the words come out of their mouths? Yep, they did. Yep. But they didn't mean it that way. So I'm going to try to explain it. It is a little bit tricky, but it's the truth, okay? This kind of gets a header. Think of it like if you were reading a paper, and the top of the paper, there's a header that says Flagstaff Reset, okay? And that's what they're talking under. And Christine is saying, since they've moved to Flagstaff, they live so far apart, they don't even have to do anything together. They have their own friends. They have their own lives. That's what she meant by that. Not, Robin, we don't have to do anything together, which was so much meaner. Downright mean. So Christine's statement was in context with the reset being far apart. We really don't have to. But we should, and we should be making that choice. We should be making that call. Hey, want to hang out? Want to go for lunch? Like you would a girlfriend. Totally makes sense, right? Then let's move to Robin's part. Okay, because that trailer made Robin look like she was saying that Christine was trying to steal her man, and how could she be friends with her? Not even at all. Robin is saying, Robin's words were, if she can't be trusted with your relationship with Cody, then you can't be friends. Meaning that goes first. We have to know that each of us has each other's back, like you would root for that relationship. You would hope for that to be a good relationship. That's your sister wife. You wouldn't be in the back going, I hope they break up. I don't want to see her again. That wouldn't be the case. So Robin wasn't talking specifically to Christine. She was talking in general. You can't be friends with your sister wives if you don't trust them. So this was, both of those sentences were taken out of context, made to look as bad as possible, and they weren't. They just weren't. I will be curious to see how somebody else words this. After what I've seen this weekend on Instagram and the absolute lies and stirring up that she's doing with the Duggars, I'll tell you guys, it was disgusting. And post after post after post. And these questions, give me a break. Who wrote these questions? I know everybody in my chat already knows the answers to that, right? Yeah. So we'll see how it gets characterized in someone else's world. But I'm pretty sure rewatch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. And those of you that haven't seen it yet, hopefully, yeah, they want to be friends. Then Robin even says and gets tears in her eyes that it's the purest thing. It's the purest kind of love because it's an unselfish love. Now, we've talked about this a little bit before. I don't have that potential. I love my best friends. I love them to death. I will fight their fights. I will back them no matter what. I think I've shared before. I have three, two, one from high school. One was a neighbor for years and years and years, and the other one's my sister-in-law. But I'm telling you what, you guys, these are 40-year relationships. So we know everything about everything, right? And I love them, and I would call that pure love. I would. I can't imagine this would go further because of the sharing of the family, of sharing of the children, of sharing of the man. I'm not built for it. I couldn't do it. If this was my religion, I'd be the one going, well, see you later. I love you all. At least that's what I think. I mean, if you grew up in it, maybe I'd have to handle it, but I don't think I could. So, I liked hearing Robin say that tonight about the pure love with the tears, because I think that's what they're all shooting for. That is the bond. There might be other people, and not just the other person I've been talking about, but like the rags and stuff that are rooting. And I also know that there are people that hate this show, right? They hate it. I before I ever saw one episode, when it came on TLC, and it was like, okay, you know what? I watch Little People. I watch 19 Kids and Counting. I watch Little Couple, I think at the time, and I watch Little People, Big World. But I don't think I can do this sister wives thing. That is gross. Till I watched an episode. It's like, okay, It's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can hate watch it one more time. What's going on with this show? And literally by the third time, I liked the people. And then it was okay. Now I'm enjoying the show. So let's see what you guys have to say. What do you think? What do you think about the way they presented those two trailers against each other, and then the way it was worded actually in context in real life? I must scroll back and just see if anybody had anything to say about that. You guys are usually pretty good. I learn more from you. Here I am doing the commentating, but you guys are really on it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. Just a small town girl. Heidi saying COVID for the second time? Oh, honey, we're here for you. Hugs. I hope you're fine. Jeepers. Okay. Angel says to her, Christine keeps everything bottled up. Yeah, and she doesn't, her personality seems to be bubbly and out there and whatever. But the big stuff, I agree. It's like that she keeps inside. She's doesn't feel comfortable or something. Oh boy. Carly says, I think Cody seems more annoyed with Mary over trying to choose whether her house is built. But Christine is the reason they're just not building one house and doesn't seem annoyed by her. Carly, one of the weeks, I thought he was upset with Christine too. It was kind of like Mary and the lots and where she was going to go. And then maybe that was the end of last season, but I thought he was a little upset with Christine for why Christine? What's the problem here? But lately they seem to, they're driving in the same cars. We're about to get to Mariah and Audrey, which was awesome part of the show tonight. And they were all there for that. And that was nice. Lisa says the editing for the teaser makes it look like wives are fighting. Yeah, it sure did. And I didn't like it. Tickle pink music guy. Ooh la la in the shower. Well, see, we don't know about that part. And technically, that could be why Christine's upset. I don't know. You've been very hesitant about joining any chats lately. Oh, yeah, we're happy here. This is a fun one. We have a good time. I'm glad you're here. Lisa says Cody's still mad about done with Mary. Well, I agree. That catfish thing isn't completely out of the thing yet, but I want to point something out and see what you guys think. I saw a little something yet tonight. Maria, I can't tell if Cody even likes Mary as a friend. I feel like he sees her as an outsider or something else. I guess I'm confused on where Mary fits. For me, there's a commitment, and in their religion, that commitment is almost non-breakable. It is a covenant that you make with God. And I also think that he loves Mary, like maybe like a sister or a cousin or something like that, where he cares about her. He wouldn't want anything bad to happen to Mary. But I think they're working and trying to find a spark. I think. But we'll see. I could be off on that. Okay. It's going to get hard for them to get past it, but if they are committed, yep. Cindy, that's right. Which is odd considering he's allowed to sleep with 3 others. Well, yeah, that catfish thing, there's definitely was a double standard, obviously, but that's the commitment that she made. So it's so hard, you guys, because we don't do it, we don't live it, and we don't we have one of our friends that was in the polygamous world. One of the nights, didn't somebody say that, I can't remember their name, I can go back and look, but most of us haven't lived it. So for us, it's just so strange. And you're sleeping with how many other women, and I can't have friendship over here? But that's not the religion. That's not the commitment. So as much as I hate to say she can't have that catfish or the friendship there, technically that's not what she signed up for. So, we didn't make the rules. We're watching this to see how they decide to follow the rules, right? We weren't the rule deciders here. I know. It looks like a consensus. Most everybody doesn't think he wants to be around Mary. But I'm going to point out something here in just a minute. We might as well just get to it, because you guys are cute. You finding it boring, Tickle Pink? I'm enjoying it. I know it's not a lot, but the wedding kind of was fun tonight. I really enjoyed that. So let's get to that part. Let's move on. I liked Mary owning that her reaction to Mariah coming out as gay. She said she feels terrible. Imagine. Now, some of us are older. We talked about that last week. Some of us are older. So our generation, our parents' generation, imagine that was always, talked about how hard it was to come out and tell your family. It's not been that many years that it's been something people could do comfortably, or not think that maybe grandpa was going to hate him or aunt so and so was going to disown him. That still plays today, but it's less and less and less, right? But Mary gets caught on camera shocked and not happy. And she told us she was dreaming of her daughter's wedding and grandchildren. She only has the one child. And then I believe Audrey, Cody, other of the mothers, this doesn't mean she can't have a wedding. This doesn't mean she can't have children. And then it was Mary coming around like, oh, yeah, okay. It was kind of like what her loss was going to be, not what Mariah's gain was going to be. And I think that hits a lot of families. And I feel terrible that Mary got caught right. I mean, the camera was on her, man. There was nowhere for her to hide. She was unhappy, and we all saw it. So, but she brings it up tonight, and she basically, shares the truth of it and apologizes. And she totally is on board now, and she loves Audrey. And remember, the other three mothers were all on board, and so was Cody. And Cody says tonight a really, really good point. If I, meaning him, am going to expect people to understand my unique choices, the way I am living my life, I'm going to swear, who the hell am I to say that they can't? And because I've been judged so harshly, I will not judge them. I won't do it. And I thought the insight there was phenomenal. I only can hope more people, and that includes YouTube people and creators, quit throwing stones in glass houses, quit judging. That Instagram this weekend was complete judging. I was disgusted. But that needs to stop. It needs to stop about everybody. Now, we're going to do a little quiz here, but before we do, did you notice? I think it was the castle. They went to 3 venues: a garden, a ski resort, and a castle. Did you notice that the castle lady said, "Oh, we have polygamist weddings and we have LGBTQ plus weddings," and she goes, "What's the difference? It's 2 people in love." And I'm like, oh, and this is a woman in Utah, guys. Wow. Wow. To understand that it's love and not judging. That was, I mean, to me, there was a few biggies tonight that was like Cody's insight, Mary's insight, that lady, the clearing up of those 2 trailers that were misrepresented. I'm like, I couldn't write fast enough. Okay, there. I got to remember to say that. Remember, it's crazy. So let's talk about the 3 places, and then I want to vote. Okay. First was the gardens, and Cody made the comment that they could come in to the venue not in a straight line, and both girls loved it. I can understand that was clever, very clever. It was March of 2020, so it isn't real pretty. It's not real green. There's still snow and stuff on there, but I could see the potential of it being gorgeous. So it had multiple areas, I guess, like areas for the wedding, areas for the reception, and then pictures and such. So it seemed a pretty good cross for lots of possibilities. Then we had the ski lodge, very beautiful, and it was very snow mid-March. Now they're shooting for, we haven't got confirmation, but they want it on August 29th. Why? Because this I love. Because Audrey's birthday is the 29th of a month, and so is Mariah's, and then their wedding anniversary. Well, guess who else has that? Me. I'm the 27th. My husband's the 27th. And we put our anniversary on the 27th. Yes. So when they said cheesy, I'm like, you called it. I'm cheesy. So I'm hoping. We haven't heard yet for sure the venue or whichever venue they choose, and the 29th works out. But I'm pulling for them, guys. I am. I'm pulling for them. So we're at the ski resort. Beautiful, right? They needed to take snowmobiles to the wedding service area, I guess, or was it the reception area? I'll just leave it at that. And then we had the castle. And Cody was concerned the castle would be pricey, but apparently they hushed and passed around a leaflet with what the price was going to be. And what ended up happening? They liked it, and it was pretty. It really was pretty. And Audrey says something about, I didn't know I was a castle kind of gal, but I guess I am. Okay, so let's all write down. Send me which one of the 3? Garden, lodge, or castle? And I'm going to write down mine so you know I'm not cheating. And then I'll tell you why. And it was a close call for me, actually. Okay, let's see what you guys got. Thank you about the 27th. Thank you. Okay, Lisa says castle, castle, castle. Whoops, it jumped. Get back here. Get back here. Oh, thank you. The hearts are thanks. Please swipe life. I love them. They're pretty. Thank you. Donna Castle. Angie Dare Castle. Tickle Pink Castle. Avaloma Castle. Laura Castle. Hoot Castle, Castle, Castle. Angel Castle. Sarah Hill Castle. Carly, good. Yeah, you're guessing sight unseen here. The castle or the lodge. Okay. Small Town Girl Castle. And says castle. Hermie's mom says castle. Cindy loves castles. LRC castle. And Police Wife Life castle. It is castle. Overwhelming for sure. And I got it wrong. But I said it was close, and castle was my second guess. And the reason I think I'm the only one, it wasn't real pretty tonight. Garden, can you see it? Because when they were at the castle, they said they're not open on Sundays. But they also said that's true in Utah, like all of Utah. So then the castle and the ski and the garden. But I don't know. When I thought my vote, I guess I thought maybe the garden, since it was outside, could be used. I don't know. But the reason it was a close call is because if I was choosing, it's the castle. It was gorgeous. Loved it, hands down. Very pretty. Ski lift, ski lodge. The only way, that's why I didn't want to say too much. The only way to get to the party, the service and or the food or whatever they're doing, is on a ski lift. Well, let me tell you what, I know 100%, no questions asked. My 81-year-old mom is not going to get on that ski lift to go see her granddaughter's wedding. So you might want to root that one off unless there's some trail or something. But then I think Janelle would have drove her car up there. She had to ride the snowmobile, but that was cute, right? I loved it. Okay, so let's wrap up our sister wives and move on to the retro television evening. Okay, so we're at the COVID part. And who was it right up front? I said that made him nervous. I forgot a big part about the picking the venues and stuff. Did you see? Maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic, but did you see a little bit of a relationship sort of there with Cody and Mary? It's their daughter. It's their blood daughter. Gonna help with get the wedding. I thought there's a chance that a wedding planning could bring Cody and Mary together and remember having Mariah, and a child could do that, right? Am I just being a hopeless romantic? Maybe. But I saw just a little twinkle, just a twinkle. But the COVID part comes next, and it did feel, they told us that they went and looked at those venues at March 12th, right? So with that being said, I know I lost my job March 18th. So by March 12th, we were hearing it. We were knowing it. It was like, questions were being made. Yeah. So, and then they showed the stores and they showed the parking lots and the streets. And now, to be fair, I didn't see a lot. I live in a small town. So like when they showed the big streets in I'm guessing Flagstaff, and the big parking lots and stuff, I didn't see so much of that. But my daughter had to be in the hospital. Well, since I've known you, it was, she went in the hospital the day after Christmas, and she was in there till New Year's. So it was a week, almost, I think it was 6 or 7 days. It wasn't COVID. She was sick with something else, but we still were treated. I mean, we couldn't go in. I couldn't see her. It was awful. And the parking lot at the hospital, because no visitors, was empty. It was empty. Shockingly so, because I mean, we only have 2 hospitals in my area, and so my whole life I've either been at one or the other for visiting people or myself being in there, and there's always full parking lots, so it was weird. So I had seen that, but we're going all the way back to March of 2020, and they're just starting to feel it. And how's it going to be? And so next week we're going to hear the workings out, the comes and the goes of just where does Cody do? Are they all going to agree on not going out and about? You know, I know there's other people, but our dear friend on that other channel cannot stop talking about people with the mask and the parties or the get-togethers and the church. Well, there is a divide, and there are definitely groups that have seen nothing wrong with it. No masks, no, only when forced to. And then there are those that are taking it ultra, ultra careful. I have in my own family and in my own group of friends differences of opinion. And it's like, wait a minute, I don't get it. And yet you have to respect that. And I just don't see the ones that. I have a friend that has traveled the world. Well, the world's too big. Traveled all over the place this whole past year. Like, I pull up at Walmart and they put the groceries in my trunk. And I buy mask and I go home for a year. So everybody's different is my point. And so I cannot imagine what it's going to be like for them to do it as they can, a family, yet 4 separate homes. Remember, we're not necessarily a democracy there. So I don't know. But I can't wait to see. And it might be hard to watch because it's not been easy, has it, guys? And somebody who somebody's had COVID in our group. I can't remember now who. But I'm sure there's more than one of you that's had it. And some of us are getting vaccinations, and it's starting to come around, and I'm praying we get through the rest of the spring and into summer and enough people vaccinated, we can have some degree of normal back. Aren't we all praying for that? It's been hard. It's been real hard. So, okay. Have we had enough sister wives for tonight? Have we talked about enough of it? I hope so. So, if I remember something, I might come back to it. Whoops, I remember I was going to mention. So I can put that down. All right. Now, last week, towards the end of the evening, we ended up having a really good time talking about retro television shows and reminding each other of shows. So I gave you an assignment to you're going to share with me your favorite show. We'll start here in a minute. Your favorite show. And then I said, why don't you share your favorite actor or actress? Don't have to be in the same show, but could be any, from before. Not Not the, you would, I don't think it'd be right to say, I don't even know who's a big shot right now. Who's a big shot, guys? Well, Tom Hanks, but he's been a big shot now for 40 years or something. But anyway, it can be hey, there's no judging here. You can't get it wrong. But before we do that, I promised Cindy D something because she brought up Lawrence Welk. And I'm like, Cindy, you got to see what I have. Because honest to Pete, wait till you see this. I'm almost embarrassed, but yet I'm almost proud because I love them. But you have to be old. You have to be. But look at guys, look what I have. Yep, my own set of Lennon Sisters paper towels. Now, I told you I like the show. I mentioned I really like the show, right? Well, what's interesting, let me do it the right way. Okay. I'm going to take the clothes out. I'll show you them in a minute. But when you open this up and you can stand it with a trifold, you get the backdrop, like where they'd be singing or dancing on the show. Isn't that cute? Seriously? I know. So, and it says Diane, Kathy, Janet, and Peggy. And I remember Diane going as Dee Dee. Does anybody else remember she was Dee Dee for a while? Maybe she just changed her name up. I don't remember, but it says Diane. And I do remember her being Diane also. Okay, so here's the bathing beauties. Remember how paper towels work. You gotta have a little stand. Okay, well, we got Peggy and Kathy and Diane and Janet. Ta-da! Aren't they precious? And then the clothes. And what's really cool, how many people are bored out of their skulls right now? Okay, you see that there's gowns and, oh, just like it used to be. And the little tabs tell you the name, like this one. Let's see if I can show you. You see it there? It says Peggy on the tab. So you know whose outfit is whose when you're dressing them. Now, I have 3 granddaughters, and they've played with my chatty Kathy, which I still have, by the way, and some of my old Barbies. But the Lennon Sisters paper dolls, I haven't played with them. They're kind of special, so they're off to the side. So I had to bring these to show Cindy D because she brought up Lawrence Welk, and I knew maybe Cindy would enjoy that, right? You remember paper dolls to begin with? I mean, there was paper dolls of everything back in the day, like lunch boxes and, Okay, so now let me see what you guys are telling me for your shows. I got a couple other things to show you yet too, out of my past. But everybody, let's see. It's Billy scrolling back. Good for me. It's different tonight, isn't it? Usually I have to deal with that jump. Okay. Okay. So Jen Williams says, I just figured out I cannot relive 2020. Well, there's that, right? And maybe we've never done this before. Maybe the ratings will go in the tank and they'll go, maybe we shouldn't have re-showed all that virus and no toilet paper and all that all over again. Oh, yeah. The kids, Tony, they took out a second mortgage. Lisa's talking about there. Yeah, that happened. I got a pesky, I don't know what it is, a fruit fly, something here. Um, okay, I'm looking for your answers. Um, okay, we're still a little bit of virus talk here, which is to be expected. That was our topic. We were sure. Okay. Oh my gosh, already I'm excited. Okay. Okay. So Lisa says she loved Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks. That was so adorable. Oh my gosh. With those two guys being there. Wasn't it because they were broke or they'd lost their apartment? Something like that, right? They had to live there. That was great. Jen, this is so funny. She says St. Elsewhere. And I loved St. Elsewhere. But last couple nights ago, I'm on a Zoom call with two of my good friends, and I told them what we were going to be doing with our shows. So I said, "What are yours?" And I don't know if I have the right pad of paper here, but we wrote them down, and I guess this is a different piece of paper, a different notebook. And we're all the same age. So we wondered if we would have the same shows, and we might have all had the same shows, but we didn't remember. You know what I mean? So I Love Lucy was my one friend's favorite show, and that's been on replay so much. I don't care what generation you are by now, probably in your top 5 is I Love Lucy, right? But Little House on the Prairie, Walton's, Friends, and I was like, don't forget St. Elsewhere, which kind of didn't fit. There was the two kind of sophomoric, um, well, yeah. Little House on the Prairie and the Waltons were softy shows, right? And then the comedies, I Love Lucy and Friends. And then I throw in St. Elsewhere, an extreme drama that was so well written and so well acted. That was a great show. I love that, Jen. I've already shared, for those of you that weren't here last week, my all-time favorite show of all time is My Three Sons. So I already exposed that, but that's also going way back in my childhood, right? I'm going way back. Dynasty, LRC. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you. Everybody's enjoying my paper dolls. My grandma, Jen, my grandma knew all the gossip on the Lennon sisters and the Welk family. Oh, you guys. Okay, just so you know, and maybe 3 of you might want to do this, but the rest of you, it's cheesy. You can watch the Lennon sisters on YouTube, just like anything else. So I did. It was like a PBS one, and there's like clips, like there'll be a 6-minute one, so it's kind of just a song. So I watched the one that was like 42 minutes or something, right? And it was more like a documentary, and I found out something I never knew. I don't know if any of you knew this, but their father was really, there was how many, 9 children, 11 children. You can see I paid attention. Sorry. Anyway, he was very much involved in the girls. He was like at every taping of the Lawrence Welk show or the Andy Williams or wherever they went. Okay. But he was also a golf pro. And this is after they weren't on the Lawrence Welk show anymore. They'd already started their own variety show for a year or 6 months or something. There was the Lennon Sisters with Jimmy Durante. That was the show. And the father was teaching golf. He's a golf pro. And he got off work and he went to the parking lot to put his golf stuff in his car. And this deranged fan that was in love with Peggy came and shot Mr. Lennon 4 times and killed him in 1969. Now, I'm still a child. Maybe my mom just didn't want to tell me that news, but yeah, I didn't know that. And when you listen to the documentary, it's Walter Cronkite, and he said, well, in let's do something other news from the Sharon Tate murders. So I think, I didn't Google this, but I'm guessing since the way he said that Mr. Lennon got killed when the Sharon Tate murders happened, or when the Sharon Tate murder trials happened or something. Probably the murders. But anyway, I never knew that. And those girls lived through that. Their fathers murdered. I was like, bless their hearts, we didn't know that. I didn't know that. So anyway, let's keep going here. Don't you love? I'm a wealth of information. What do you want to know about 1969? Oh, jeez. Shirley Temple paper dolls, you do? Oh, how cute. The Partridge Family. You could have Partridge Family paper dolls, come to think of it. And lunch pails, by the way. Yes. And posters, of course. And albums. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait. Don't put a pin in albums, because I have something to show you in a minute. But we got to get there first. Okay. So vintage, Wexy. Yes, from my childhood. Yes. And I am a vintage person. Remember, everybody, you loved my bed. That happened to be a bed that my husband brought into our family. But I like vintage. I would decorate my house like in 1952 or something, that kind of style. So I love flea markets. I love antique stores. And of course, even like a good Salvation Army, you never know what you might find. But that treasure hunt, going on the hunt. Yeah. Now, the paper dolls were actually bought in a boutique. They were brand new. They weren't old. So that was a remake or something. But I saw that. I was with my mother. I go, oh, Mom, Lennon Sisters, I have to have them. I'm a dork. What does Emily call her group? They're nerds. Well, I'm the dork. The dork on YouTube. Oh. MM says his dad had the Lawrence Welk albums. Yes. And Polly Pocket. Oh my gosh. Those were so cute. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, Sherry, you had those? Oh my gosh. We gotta come over and play together. Are they going to the beach? Because there's swimsuits. There's actually swimsuits as options. I don't think they wore their swimsuits on Lawrence Welk. What I remember the swimwear on Lawrence Welk would have been those gay 90s with the lace and the parasels. That would have been the swimsuits on Lawrence Welk. Knots Landing. Oh, I love Knots Landing. I actually like Knots Landing better than Dallas, even though that was an offshoot from Dallas. That cul-de-sac. I mean, that had to be like the precursor to like Desperate Housewives, right? The way those women and the cattiness and remember the one lady? Oh, she was real pretty. And Abby. She basically would, let everybody in the neighborhood know anytime I want, I can sleep with whatever husband here. They're just putty in her hands. Oh, that was a good show. This sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like complete trash, but we enjoyed it. But the Polly Pockets, much better, much more pure, much better. Ah. Well, the perfect condition is because I don't let my grandkids play with. Ah. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. It jumped a little bit there for me. Sorry. Okay, so your favorite shows I'm looking for here. Oh, I know. Okay. Yep, yep. Here we go. Oh my gosh. You guys are great. You even have the names. Seventh Heaven. Yes. And Don Grady. Yes. Yes. That was terrible. You know, it broke my heart. The first one that passed was oh, what's her name? Meredith McRae. And she was the oldest sister. Well, after the third revamp of Petticoat Junction, she was the oldest sister, but she was the girlfriend then wife of the oldest brother on My Three Sons. And when she passed, I was brokenhearted. It was like I think I was pretty young and I just didn't want to accept it. And then Don Grady is like, no. Oh my gosh. The Livingston brothers, the last I checked, were both still here. And Ernie, the youngest Livingston, still does acting parts. Every once in a while, you'll see him in something like CSI or Law and Order or something. You go, oh, that's Ernie. That might be not be the right show, but every once in a while he does show up. Dick Van Dyke, Courtship of Eddie's Father. I saw last time somebody had mentioned Courtship Hoot, and my best friend from childhood, she passed away when we were 19 in a car accident, and we loved Courtship of Eddie's Father together. So I still, when I get a chance to watch that, it's like my heart just, it's just, it's been a long time, obviously, since I lost her. But it makes me feel good now. It makes me feel close to her to watch Courtship of Eddie's Father. We also were very big into Brady Bunch and Partridge Family. it hit our age group perfectly, right? Home Front. I loved Home Front. Now, China Beach, I didn't see that. I don't think. I remember that show, but I don't think maybe I saw a couple episodes. Must have been on opposite of something. Love Boat, Fantasy Island. You see, those were just for fun, right? Wasn't that, those were Saturday night shows too? So we went Lawrence Welk, Love Boat, Fantasy Island. And my uncle's house went Hee Haw, then Love Boat, Fantasy Island. Yeah. Oh, the Newlywed Show. Do you know what I used to do with the Newlywed Show? My boyfriend. We weren't married or anything. Okay. So you answer the questions and I'll go in the other room and then I'll answer the questions and see if we're compatible. I don't think we have maybe one question right. Yeah. But I don't think he was playing, like, his heart wasn't in it. Here I am trying to scope it out. Is this maybe the one? I don't know. We check this out. Do we get along? Oh my gosh, you guys are great. Dick Van Dyke. I love Dick Van Dyke. They always had people coming over for cards. Remember, the neighbors, somebody. And so when I grew up, I wanted to be in a card club in the worst way. And by golly, I got to be in a card club. I've been in a card club now for 12 years. We play euchre. And I'm just living out my Dick Van Dyke fantasy, right? Now you guys are getting, I'm maybe showing you a little bit too much of my underbelly here. Oh, Seventh Heaven. That was a great show. Policewoman. Oh, Angie Dickerson. She was Dickerson, right? Angie Dickerson. She was so pretty. So, so pretty. Heidi has Judy Norton, who played Mary Ellen, Gammy Cotter. They each have a. What? Are you on YouTube? Heidi, I got to check that out now. I got to check that out. Okay. LRC. David Cassidy was on her wall. I loved him. I love Davy Jones. I love David Cassidy. But my favorite, and I brought him for you girls tonight. You might could already guess. This is my guy. My album. Do you remember Here Comes the Brides? And the songs are Little Woman, Seattle. Yeah. I had pictures all on the ceiling, everywhere. There wasn't a spot in my room that didn't have one of those fellas, and this was my favorite. I meant it. I was going to marry him. This was the one, guys, and he got away. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm sure some of you felt that way too. Oh, Angel, you had a Wonder Woman lunchbox? Yep, I remember. Oh, and Patty Duke, MM. Oh, yes. I love that. The twins. That was so good. Simba the White Lion. Simba. I'm trying to place. What show was Simba on? That wasn't the name of the show, was it, Sonny? Simba? I'm at a little bit of loss. Yeah, I was so sad. Petticoat Junction, Quincy, Bob Newhart. Oh, and you love antiques too? Well, come on over. I have lots. Oh, the thrift queen. You know, we could really scumps. I mean, that's my favorite thing in the whole world. I love that. Flea markets and thrift stores are where it's at. And part of tonight, just so everybody remember, I had mentioned I have some suggestions for Trisha. Trisha Paytas, have any of you seen Trisha Paytas's house tour? How many of you even know who I'm talking about? Well, I happen to know because of my daughter. And she liked Trisha before I was comfortable having Trisha anywhere near our home. Trisha was problematic and she knew the ways of the world, and I didn't want my teenage daughter hearing anything about any of that. But now that my daughter's 24, of course, she told me Trisha didn't really teach her. She already knew stuff. And I'm like, well, I didn't want to know that. But anyway, so I've seen things with Trisha that, But she's on that podcast with Ethan, and I like Ethan a lot. And so I guess he's trying to help me warm up after I've had this contentious thing with Trisha. Well, apparently Trisha's engaged to Ethan's wife's brother. And let me tell you guys, they're all rich. It's not normal. That house is something else. But Trisha is decorating in pink. So I thought I would bring a few things to show her the finds at flea markets and thrift shops, right? So I have a lovely pitcher. It works as a vase or a pitcher. Very pretty pink. She's doing her whole house, her whole kitchen in pink. Okay, how about this lovely Pyrex? I'll be Vanna. This lovely pink Pyrex. The casserole. Yeah. Who has these, right? Me. Me, and I use them, guys. I actually use them. Then you can also find, I'm going to put Bobby Sherman over here now. Oh, this is something else I wanted to show you. Okay, so you can get pink Tupperware, Trisha, and this will come in handy. I know you're rich, and I know you can buy fancy and everything, but there's nothing like a good, still sealable pink Tupperware. And then I have these. I spotted these across the way at a flea market, and I had to beeline it. It was like, oh my gosh! And I didn't plan on having a pink kitchen. I never did before, but these mixing bowls, aren't they cute? I mean, really. So, Trisha, honey, $20, and you can do your what? What do you want? What do you need? I know. I saw you had got some things. I think she had like a pink blender and a pink toaster, but these would complement and fill in. So, and you get the fun of being with. Does Trisha have girlfriends? I don't think so. Okay, you and your hubby to be can go thrifting, and it's really fun, and you can find all kinds of fun stuff. So, Trisha, take it from old Waxy here. It's really fun too. Okay, let's see what else you got. Who? Okay, are we up to? Oh, bring it, bring it. Ricky Nelson. Oh yeah, he could sing. Well, I know. Well, David Cassidy could sing too, pretty good. And Bobby Sherman could sing. It maybe wasn't as good as the other fellas, but I didn't care. But Ricky Nelson, he was gorgeous and sing, and that was sad what happened. We lost him way too soon. Way too soon. Good looking guy. Your 80s and 90s toys. Yeah, go find them. They're worth. You got a Teddy Ruxpin laying around? Remember Teddy? He's like, I don't even know how many thousands of dollars if you got one in good condition or excellent condition. Basement upstairs full of everything. Cindy, that's the problem. And that's, we started talking about that the other night. I was like, oh, I got to get my house cleaned out. And when you have all these treasures and I don't want to part with them, where are they going to go? And my husband and I need a 2-bedroom, small house, small yard we can take care of. This is the house we raised our family in. It's a 2-story, fairly large, full finished basement. Yeah, we don't need all this anymore, guys. So, but I filled it. Every closet, every cabinet. Yeah. So next week, the hoarder show. I'm almost not kidding. We'll do one night, we're going to do the Duggars, and one night we'll do Sister Wives, and then we'll do what other show we want to do. Then we got to do our retro shows, and then we got to take care of my hoarding. This will be a self-help program. I'm almost not kidding. You guys could probably give me ideas because you get stuck in a rut. And Angel has or had an Elvis 8-track. What a keepsake. What a keepsake. Oh, Terry, Johnny Quest. Oh, I love Johnny Quest. It was always so interesting. Oh, I love that show. Yeah. And I almost had his friend's name. Oh, shoot. We did everything together. What was the dog's name? Now, last week we got stumped on the piano player. But at the very end, I'd already said goodbye. Maybe it was, I don't know which one of you. Maybe it was you, Terry. Somebody came with the answer. And it was Joanne Castle. Just as we ended, and I didn't get to say it out loud. So now this week, we're stumped with Johnny Quest. Oh, I almost have it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see him. And then there was the dog. Great show. Oh, Thumbelina dolls. Oh, they were so cute, so real. Carol Burnett. Yes. Oh my gosh, so talented. And then Tim Conway and Steve Corman? No. Harvey Korman. Steve somebody. If I have started dementia, you guys are witnessing. I'm struggling. Yeah. Steve somebody. That and Johnny Quest's best friend. Flipper. Oh, I love Flipper. That was such a nice family show. And, we didn't get to see animals like that. And then he was talking to us. So it made it all the better, right? That was a good one. Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys. You are nailing it here. Okay. Paul Anka. Yes. $100, Tammy, for my Pyrex? I better take better care of it. I don't think I paid that. But isn't that, it is kind of pretty. It is fading a little bit, but I don't care. It's still pretty. It is still pretty. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Robin, hi. Well, I made scallop corn in that casserole dish 2 weeks ago. So I am still kind of using it. But now that I know it's like $100, maybe we better not. I don't know. Same picture, casserole lid. Yours isn't pink, but that's okay, Heidi. We don't have to have the same color. Rex Smith. Okay. Well, come back again. Play. Come back. I understand if you have to go. It's late. I get that. I understand. Well, now I done touched him. What's going on? Andy, get Rick Springfield. Okay. Whoops, I bumped. Okay, let me bump Rick's. I don't know if I'm doing this right, guys. No, I gotta touch that one. You know me, I'm learning. Stop it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, I'm trying to touch Donna, but it won't let me. But anyway, Rick Springfield. My very, very first concert is Rick Springfield. And had I known he was going to come up, he's in with my albums with Bobby Sherman. I have it. Yeah. I just don't have a record player. We need a record player. Yeah. Yep. Rick Springfield. Yeah. And I saw him recently. He was on that show where they dress up. We have to guess who they are in costume, or one of those shows like that. Or maybe it was just a singing show. But anyway, he definitely aged just like the rest of us, but he's still cute, guys. He's still cute. Yeah. He might be single. Well, I'm married. Anybody out here looking for Rick Springfield? Teddy Rumpkin. Yes. I have not, Angel. Angel and I talked earlier today or yesterday. We were talking about how much we both enjoy the Royals and we both love that show, The Crown. And Prince Philip has been sick this week. I think he might still be in the hospital, but he's like going to be 100. I mean, he is old, but it doesn't change that you'd be sad when he goes, right? And of course, the Queen is still with us. So anyway, some of us still enjoy that. And Angel and I are two of them. So I haven't heard Angel. If I do, I'll I'll DM you or something to tell you. I hope we don't get that news, but we're almost 100. We're probably gonna hear it sooner than later, right? Oh, you guys are so cute. Family Guy. Oh, thank you. Oh, we should talk. We should do a thing on the crown. I like that idea, Angel, for anybody that would be interested, because I've enjoyed that show so much. The two women, for those of you that don't know, they do 2 seasons where Queen Elizabeth is a young married woman and then becomes queen real early. And then the next 2 seasons are like as we get Princess Diana. So she's older. So they have an older lady play the queen. But I'm going to tell you something. At first, I didn't like it. I was like, nope, that young queen, that's the queen I like. She's beautiful. I think she's perfect at this job. And then the first episode of the new queen, and by the second, okay, she's pretty good at it. And she probably looks more like the queen that we know than that pretty young actress does. Just saying. But we should talk about it because I've learned a lot. And then that makes me go look, Google, it's like, did that happen? And how did that, wait, what? And I've learned so much. I'm in history class all over again, only this time it's fun, right? Heidi, I was already married. Let me think. I was 23 years old. I can double check that because Rick Springfield, when he did his tour, it should say my town in that particular year. And then I'm pretty sure I was 23 years old, my first concert. Now, everybody, just so you know, after that, and I was a concert newbie. I knew nothing. Here we're at this venue, and we were in our chairs, and I had seen Jimmy Dean with my parents. Does that count? I had seen Kenny Rogers, but you sat in your chair. Okay. So here comes Rick Springfield. And the warm up act was doing their thing. And I'm upset because they're standing. I'm like, oh my God, they can't stand through Rick Springfield. I won't be able to see anything. I'd never been to a concert like that. So I have to go. This would be nowadays considered the Karen move of Karen moves. I was not a Karen the other night with BX. No, I was not. But this would be considered a Karen move. At 23 years old, my first real concert, I go over to the police, or not the police, the stagehands or whatever. I go, listen, the people in front of me are standing. Can you tell them to sit down? Because Rick Springfield's about to start and I won't be able to see. He looked at me like, huh? And of course, the music started. And not only did they not sit down, they stood up on the chairs. It got worse. So, but after that, ladies and gentlemen, I am a concert goer. I go to concerts all the time. All the time. I have seen everybody. I mean, I can't think who I have not seen. I'm not big into rap. I do like some hip hop. I'm a country fan. I'm a pop fan. And I have my favorites, but maybe I'll save that for next week. Tell you my favorite concert and how many times I've been, because it's unbelievable, actually. So I became a huge concert goer, but Rick Springfield, first concert, General Hospital, Jesse's Girl, And yes, I was 23 years old, Heidi. Oh my God. I love it. Some of you are the dishes. Some of you. Oh, really? Corrine? Corrine says Prince Harry said in an interview with James, see, he didn't mind the crown. I wondered, it shows the bulimia of Princess Di, and I wondered how the boys would take that. It's real, right? But it also shows that their father was in love with Camilla and still is. Yeah. LRC needs some new TV shows. Well, there's some good stuff on Netflix if you have that. I'd have to ask some other people what nowadays TV is, because I keep watching all the old stuff. There is some good stuff. Shirley Temple movies and Elvis movies. Yes. I know. Did you really? Oh my gosh. Okay, LRC saying she had an 8x10 pic of Kenny Rogers autographed that she had worked at the Tolls, and he came through and kissed her hand. Wow. Did you swoon? He could sing though, right? Oh, Radonna, Steve Allen. Wow. We are going back. Good job. These are names on the pen. Me too. Small town girl. Concerts are my favorite thing to do. I got to have my girlfriend come over, and I'll have her sit here with me, because she goes with me to keep me from jumping the stage. Throw in my panties like they do. Yeah, no, I've never done that. But I do love concerts. Your first one, Scumps, was Cranberries? Oh my gosh. See what we're learning about each other. This is great. This is great. It jumped. Okay. Where'd you go? I saw two things I have to talk about. Yeah. Hoot. No, wait a minute. Hoot. How did we get to the meat grinder? Yes, I do remember. Screwed here. Yep. And you got hamburger or whatever. It was a higher quality of meat, actually. You could use the round steak and you'd get round, I think, right? Yeah, I do remember. You're so cute. We're talking about these fellas and these shows. Who goes, remember the meat grinder? Did you do that just to tickle me? I love it. And then your first concert was Temptations. I have not seen them. That's one of the few groups. And my favorite song as a teenager was Just My Imagination. I love that song, you guys. I literally, do you remember, maybe your parents wouldn't let you, but I had the radio, alarm clock radio thingy. And I still wish I had that, because it was retro and I think it was pink. Come to think of it. But anyway, we only could get like one station, but my parents didn't mind if I had it on low all night. And so I'd do my homework to the radio, and then I would go to sleep and I'd have my radio on. And I can remember waking up to that song playing. I loved that song. And if records have anything to do with anything, when I went down this afternoon to get my Bobby Sherman album out of the box in the basement, which It should have a higher station in my life, shouldn't it? Should be somewhere more special. But he was in the box and basement. But to my surprise, the most albums I had, well, it was a tie between the Carpenters and the Fifth Dimension. Those were the two I had the most of. I had Peter Frampton and I could show you my whole collection, but I had like 3 each of Carpenters and Fifth Dimension. That surprised me. But only one album of the Temptations, but it had the song on it. I love them. I'm a pop fan too, Bouffant Fresh says. Yeah, I like Elton John. I saw Elton John once with my girlfriends I was telling you about. We all went. It was here in town. And Scump says Temptations. Yep. Like, oh, how cool. Kissed your hand. Holy cow. Couldn't get luckier than that. Golden Girls. Okay, I have one more show and tell. Look at here. Now, this isn't old. This is not retro, but I love the show so much. This is a counted cross-stitch pattern book of the Golden Girls. So there's 4 friends, right? And I've got my 3 besties. So I'm thinking I might put our names and which one resembles which one the most. Instead of their names, I might put our names. Anyway, it's cute and it tells some stories. And this particular one, if you open this up, has the fabric, the hoop and the needle and the floss. That I got that at Michael's not long ago. Before Christmas, probably just before Christmas. So that's not old, but I wanted to show you I really do like retro television because remember, this is all to explain to BX Beast Boy. I really did like his comedy and his stuff because he talked about retro television. Just saying. You all know he brought me up again today, right? What the heck? It's been 10 days. I have not released my video, and he's still bringing it up. Was he trying to get stuff for content? It looks like it. Just the clip. Give a hint. Was I supposed to give you a hint about the Golden Girls? I'm sorry. Oh, Queen. Oh my gosh, that would have been awesome back in the day. Although, what's his name? I know he's no Freddie Mercury, but what's his name does a good job, doesn't he? He's pretty talented. You know, okay, Johnny Quest's best friend. I can't remember what's going on. You know, from American Idol. I can see him. Adam. Plays with Queen. I can't remember. You did not. Scumps, you gave that to your sister? Oh, how fun. You know, you guys, some of us are just more like each other than we think. I'm beginning to think that Angel, your last name's Barnett, I think, or Bartlett? Barnett, I think it is. I think Angel and I were sisters in another life because literally it's like we think the same. What comes out of her mouth could come out of mine. And now look at Scumps and I are buying cross stitch and somebody else has the Pyrex and yeah. Hey, did anybody else have the Bobby Sherman album? All these years later? I hope it doesn't have any scratches in it. Remember how we used to, that'd break my heart. Oh, but side note, that is my very first album. I had lots of 45s, but Bobby Sherman is the first album I ever bought that I could afford. Money. Yeah. Albums were like $3.99 or something. Remember? Oh, that's too good. Who saw Sticks? I love Sticks. Oh, that movie, Bouffant, Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes, it was great. You can't. Okay, Eminem can't listen to Adam. Oh, because you like Freddie so much. I understand that. Yeah, yeah. I get that. Yeah. Raji and Bandit. Did you Google that or you just remember, Sherry? It was Rajay and Bandit, the best friend and the dog. Oh, yes. Thank you. I wouldn't have slept well tonight. I appreciate that. Oh, you guys are so fun. Yes, Angel Barnett. Yes, yeah. Doesn't it, Angel, kind of feel like it? It's like we've known each other quite a while now. I've been on here since October, and you found me early on, I think, too, Angel. And so I would notice in the comments, it's like Angel and I was saying the same thing. That Angel and I, it's like telepathic. That's amazing. I think quite a few of us are. I think we're getting to be a group here because I Hoot and LRC and Sherry. I'm guessing we're all kind of close to the same age. Heidi, Mary. Yeah, I think we're all close. I mean, I'm probably the oldest of the group, and I'll accept that, ladies. But do we have any fellas here tonight? We have one or two fellas. I don't know if any of them are here tonight, but yeah. Okay, so next week, you remembered. You both did. Oh, that's awesome. And Kathy, you saw him in St. Louis? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and yes, we're a day and 10 years apart, right, Angel? I think for our birthdays. Yeah. Ladies' night. Woo! It's our turn. Oh, hey. I'm glad. Thank you for telling me. See, we do have a fella here. This is good. Glad to have it. We need some male energy. Keep us straight. Oh, awesome. NRBQ. NRBQ. I'm not placing it, LRC. No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are. Feeling breezy. Are you a Buffett? Are you a parrot head? Because I am. I drove one. I was in between husbands and I had my two little boys. And it was like, I didn't know what to do on my birthday. So I decided, you know what I want to do on my birthday? I want to have a cheeseburger in paradise. So I drove, and I'm not prepared to tell you where I live, but a very long way to Key West to have a cheeseburger in paradise. And I stood at the microphone on the stage and held that microphone that Jimmy Buffett would hold in his hand. And I'm like, this is the big time right here. I'm close to greatness. But when I was going through my divorce, country music, even pop music, it's all crying in your beer, sad, which you kind of have to do. But you can't cry in your beer with Jimmy Buffett. It's happy. It's fun. It's all fun music. So yeah, I had a blast with Jimmy Buffett. That was my guy for a while there. He kept me company when I was going through some hard times. Yeah. 30 plus times. Now, I can't say that. I have a different fella. I'll tell you next week. I'm over 30 times, but Jimmy Buffett, I've probably seen him 4 times is all, but I really, really do like him. Really do. Parrot head. We went and did the sand with the beach balls. It was, yeah, it was fun. Real fun. Backstreet Boys. Oh my gosh. How awesome was that? I've seen the Jonas Brothers. I've seen what's his name? Oh, the English singer that has red hair. Um, I really love his music. Perfect. I can't think of his name. Ray Stevens. Angel, you did? Margaritaville. Oh, Sherry. Okay, so we should all meet up. I gotta put some chapstick on. When you talk for a long time, this gets real dry. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Um, 30 times Fleetwood Mac. Are you kidding? Wow. Ed Sheeran. Yes, Ashley. Love him. And Small Town Girl. Yep. Oh, and Adam Levine. Yep. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Mm-hmm. Josh Groban. Mm-hmm. Ed Sheeran. That's him. Yeah. Yep. Awesome concert. Really, really good. Kiss, Metallica. Cher's final 4 times. That is awesome. I got to tell you a funny story about Metallica. Okay. My little grandson, he's 2. Okay. His mom likes rap and hip hop and new stuff. And I don't really know what my son in law likes, actually. Probably same as my daughter. But anyway, I'm babysitting my grandson the other day, and it was a baseball YouTube that he was watching. He's 2, and he wanted to watch the dudes. And so I looked at his mommy and the dudes. Okay, so I pushed play, and it was guys hitting baseballs. But the music, it was Metallica. And my grandson at 2 years old is head banging and loving it. And I'm like, you, how do you know what music at 2? I like my daughter said he doesn't care for her music. He doesn't bob a head, bust a move, nothing. Metallica comes on, and my grandson's going crazy. So 2 years old, big fan. Steve Martin show. He's so funny. He is. His music too. Scumps. Yes, I love it. Love it. Yep. Loretta Lynn. Yep. You saw Elvis. Oh wow, Sherry. I have a funny, sad story about that. Um, my first husband and I had the opportunity to see Elvis that last year, and I was friends with this gal, and her husband was a DJ at the radio station, and so she said, "We got 4 tickets. You and him want to come with us?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I would love to." She goes, "Well, they're not comped, but I don't care. It's Elvis." So I go home and I tell my husband, "Elvis, oh my gosh." And you have to know my first husband, but extremely tight-wadded. And he said, "No, we'll catch him another time." And he was just months later, he was gone. No kidding. I'm like, you don't get do-overs. We're talking Elvis. But yeah. Oh, you've been to Graceland? Oh my gosh, you guys. Dolly? You wait, met Dolly. Wow. Wow, 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 you guys. There's some people in here with claims to fame. I love it. Yeah, Fleetwood's. Yeah. Yes, we do. LRC, we do. I can bring, I think it's either me plus 9 or 10 on the panel. We could talk. We'd have to agree to take our turns. We could then, okay, everybody talk, then next group or something. It's the only way I know to do it. But I've thought of that too, because we just have so much to talk about, and I'm the only one talking, but you guys have to type. Oh, but it's so much fun. I am really enjoying this having. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Ella, LRC. Yeah. Wow. See, I can't imagine meeting her or seeing. I can't imagine it. I really can't. That would be wow, right? Some of these people are bigger than life to us. Kind of like Lucy. She was pretty special because she made us laugh so hard, you know. And then she didn't have the happiest life, but they often say that about um wait, Dominus, you met, sad but true, met Reba when I rear-ended her. You did not. Oh my gosh. Well, next week I'm coming with my favorite concert musical act. Yes, I am. And so we will do Sister Wives and then we'll do this. You know, I almost wonder since it goes so long and we lose some people because it gets late and I know they wish they could stay. And there's people not, maybe we should keep it a secret. We really have fun that last part of Sister Wives. Don't tell them. No, more the merrier, right? But almost should have our own night of talking about the fun stuff of our what we remember. And what's really fun is, you know, like some of you guys are younger, right? And it doesn't matter because I remember what you're talking about because my kids lived through that, you know, like Teddy, well, I forget, someone knew his name, right? Um, you know, that expensive antique bear. But and this stuff for Trisha. Just one last thing. It had nothing to do with TV, but do y'all remember these? Do you remember these? The Learn to Sew cards. Somebody's sewing their outfit right now. I brought this. So cute. So cute. The different animals my grandkids get to sew. Somebody did a really good job on this. What is this? Goat. We got an elephant and we got a needle sticking in this one. Oh, that's a lammy. How cute's that? And then what do we got going here? Oh, the frog has been worked on. And a cow. Yeah. You remember those? Yeah. So I thought since I was bringing old stuff, I'd show you the crazy things that are important to me, right? These are the things that if we should have a fire, I might have to run and get. No, I'm teasing, but well, maybe not on the Bobby Sherman album. I really might need to grab that. The Lennon Sisters paper dolls might really be important to me. Dr. Seuss books. Yes. Well, I love that you all, yes, the lamb. I know. And then you put in frame, yes. I have 7 grandkids, and I think there's 6 cards. Of course, my oldest granddaughter's 16. She may not really be into these cards anymore, but I could frame each one. They each did one. That'd be a keepsake. Oh, well, I loved having everybody tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the Sister Wives content. And next week, we do enter COVID, so we'll see where that goes. But I'm gonna, let's see, what should I give you for homework? I know we talked about a lot of groups, and I know some of your favorites. Favorite song? How about that? Don't tell me now. What's your favorite song? We kind of talked about groups. That's going to be really tough for me, actually. It really depends on what mood I'm in. But maybe I'll bring you my top 3. I don't know. But we'll talk about songs next week. How about that? Okay, well, everybody have a safe week, and I will be talking to you. Oh, I'm seeing people here. Heidi, Patsy Cline. My dad loved him so much. Nancy Drew books. Yep, yep. I have a couple of those. I didn't have the whole set. One of my girlfriends, when I was in like the 4th grade, she had them all. I'm like, oh, you're rich. You got all the books. At least it looked like all the books. Oh, I've had so much fun too, Hoot. This, we had a lot of drama, and we got a problematic I don't even know what to call her. We have a problematic pain in the butt, but we can still have fun, and we can talk about really the sister wives and not some lies that she's going to spew, and the lies about the Duggars. Guys, if any of you caught any of that Instagram crap, there's not one piece of truth. She just makes it up, as we all already know. It was disgusting. If you don't follow her over there, don't bother. Don't even bother. It's just crap. It's just crap. Sorry. Anyway, I've had a great time. As usual, you never disappoint. You always leave me. I feel so good when we're done. I feel like I've just hung with a whole bunch of my new friends. And I know that's maybe a little sophomoric and gullible on my part, but I do really enjoy you all very, very much. So have a safe week. And whoever was sick, I'm going to pray for you. I'll look back so I can pray for you, your real name, or your name that I know you by. And yeah, I will look forward to this next week with you guys. Okay. Good night, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.